Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Kop update for Friday, the 21st of January. From the LFC Daytrippers, I'm Gav. This is in association with Féileacáin, our new charity sponsor. All their details is in the show description. It's also on our website. Go and check them out, and check out our donate link as well. We'll talk about a little bit about that later. This is the most unprepared I've ever been for a show, I'm going to be honest with you. I've made a cup of tea at 1:57 p.m. and I'm 40 seconds late for the show, and I'm sure people will call me on that. But it's all about the Reds. It's all about Diogo Jota. It's all about going and putting Arsenal in their place, and I enjoyed that last night beyond what I should have enjoyed it for a League Cup semi-final, granted, but they're on my list now, Arsenal, as teams that just bug the shit out of me, and fan bases that just bug the shit out of me. So I was absolutely thrilled with last night. Let me know how you feel about it. It was when you seen the lineup, you were like, yeah, I like it. K Gordon. I did call for K Gordon to be in the side. Now I didn't ring Jurgen Klopp on, but I did want to him to see him in the side. That just something different, a little bit of pace, and see how we get on. A little bit of a replacement for Oxlade-Chamberlain that missed out. It's very strong. Kelleher and goal have no issues with, never have. And to see him back in the cup is a really good thing. The midfield, really happy to see Jones in there as well. I thought if he had a good game, I thought we'd have a good game, and I think he did have a good game. But overall, it's just a great win, and the goals themselves, I'll go through the goals quickly. I want to know what you think of everything about it. Arsenal were Gav's losers of the week every week. They are this week as well. But there's not enough being said about that touch into Alexander-Arnold for the first goal. The ball out of the back, the little flick. It's Curtis Jones, I think. Flicks it into Trent. Trent plays it to Jota. Jota turns Tomiyasu inside out. Hits what's not a great shot. Which was not a great shot, but he's unsighted by his two defenders, and it just goes past Ramsdale into the net, and it's 1-0. And I thought Liverpool were really good yesterday. People were going, Arsenal much better side for the first 20 minutes. They done nothing, Arsenal. They hit the bar with a free kick. That was it. They done nothing else. Martinelli had a bit of joy out of Trent. Fair enough. But other than that, I thought, what's the issue here? It's a semi-final away. They're going to look for 20 minutes where they go harder, and they did, and then we picked them off right at the end of that 20 minutes. The side they put out was hilarious, by the way. The side they put out was hilarious. People are probably wondering, where were you last night? I had a banging headache last night. Nothing to do with drink, nothing to do with anything. I had a banging headache about 6 o'clock, and Chris Brack stood in for me. Thanks a million to Chris for doing that. I literally couldn't look at a computer screen yesterday. My head was about to explode, but I'm much better today after that win. But not enough is being made of that touch. That touch is absolutely sublime. Trent finds himself in the 10 position and plays it out wide to Jota, who to be honest with you, Bobby flicked it. Was it Bobby? I just have Curtis Jones in my head, and every time I look at it, I think it's Curtis Jones, but it's Bobby. Yeah, it makes sense that it was Bobby actually when you look at it. But it's a brilliant touch around the corner for Trent, and Jota is just, he's electric, isn't he? He's absolutely electric no matter where you put him. I just love the bounds of him, and it's a brilliant finish. And I think the game's nearly put to bed at that stage. I'm being honest with you. Liverpool looked comfortable. They looked aggressive. They looked better in midfield. They looked more threatening. Arsenal had a couple of things. There's one Fabinho tackle that's really good from behind, but it's a really good tackle. And Lacazette hits one over in the second half. We have Kanata hitting the post. Robertson has a good effort. We had loads of possession and chances, and we looked the more creative side, the more dangerous side, and we looked a side that were more together than Arsenal. But anyway, the side that they put out. So this is what I wanted to get to, and it ties into the reaction after the game, because Arsenal literally put their best team out on the pitch, and the one guy that you would say is not on the side is Partey, who flies home from the African nations to go on the bench, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. But it's like, if I'm a sports fan, I'm going absolutely mental over this. They could not put out a side on Sunday, and then you see a side of Ramsdale, Ben White, Gabriel, Tierney, Tomiyasu, Odegaard plays, Lokonga plays, Martinelli plays, Saka. They're all there. They're all there. They're all there. It's absolutely insane. I laugh my head off when I see it there side, because what was going on at the weekend, and they still had the nerve to be turning around before, during, and after this game and making claims against Liverpool. Shawnee says Jota's an absolute killer. Yeah, he's a killer. The second goal, I'll get onto it in a minute, was just outrageous. It's an outrageous goal. But the side Arsenal put out, you knew by Arteta he was being really coy over the last 48 hours, and then he goes and puts them on. And I'm like, you couldn't put out a side Sunday, but this is your side on a Thursday. So the Athletic put out a piece yesterday with regards to Liverpool's COVID testing and stuff like that. Only 4 more sleeps until the Athletic come out and explain to us what's going on with Arsenal, and I'd like to see it as in depth as they've done about Liverpool over the last 24 hours on the day of a game, as a matter of fact. And they've done it yesterday because it took them 10 days to establish what happened. So I hope they're working hard on Arsenal, and I hope in 5 days they establish what happened at Arsenal and they can come out and give it as much attention as they gave to a very transparent Liverpool who follow protocol. So bookmark it and let's see what happens in 4 more sleeps. I think it is 4 more sleep. Someone in the post match said Jota runs at defenders like Suarez, where it looks like he loses the ball but just goes past them instead, and the idea that makes me happy. And that's an idea that makes me happy in my swimsuit area, says Tghe Kop. I'm presuming you're female with your swimsuit, unless you're a man that calls it a swimsuit, which is a bit strange to me, but anyway, whatever. But that's a really good explanation of Jota. He reminds me, Neto off Wolves reminds me of Suarez, the way he runs at people. Jota is the scousest looking Portuguese man you will ever see. Yeah, he is. He's absolutely, he's made for us, isn't he? You know, when a player turns up and he's just made for us, the way, like when he scores that penalty against Leicester and he's giving it to the whole away end, like he doesn't give a fuck. Let me see. Afternoon. Kevin Sullivan said something on the post-match show about a past row between Simon Hughes and Matt McCann. What's the story? I don't know who Matt McCann is, so you'll have to let me know on that. I'd love to see what Klopp will bring out of Saka. Saka is a fantastic player. Martinelli is the one that's standing out most for them. For me, he's been absolutely excellent every time I've seen him. Paulie Walnuts, it's 7 goals in 7 games for Jota against Arsenal. Just loves playing against them, a little bit like Suarez against Norwich, if you remember. He is the Portuguese. Suarez is Allier. I'll try to get some transfer news and some links as well, because the lads work hard in the background to get me some of that stuff. But we will get on to that. We've 20 minutes left. We've loads of time. Loads and loads of time. And if this is boring, you talking about this Arsenal match, let me know in the chat and I'll move on, if that's okay. But Arsenal are crying out on the red card challenge to Delvin Jones. I'll get to that in a minute. So Liverpool go in 1-0 up. I'm really happy with it. I think it's a deserved lead. I think for the balance of the first half overall, I thought as an away side we were better. And we deserve that goal. We deserve to be ahead. The second half rolls around and Matip has to go off. I'm still waiting to hear if there's any issue with Matip. I know there's been an update on Ox, who's back running and it's all good and he should be good for Palace at the weekend. So Matip, we'll have to hear out. But Konate comes on. By the way, I thought Konate was excellent. He gets booked about an hour in. But he's so aggressive. And then he's so positive on the ball. And I think it was Kevin, the post-match show, said last night he wasn't giving Arsenal a chance to intercept passes because he was fizzing them. And it reminded me back to a game where we're playing at Anfield, and I'm struggling to think who it was against. It's this season, obviously. He's only playing for us since the start of the season. But he hits a ball into the middle of the park at Anfield, and it gets cut out. And it's not a lazy ball, but there's just not enough on it. And Klopp goes ballistic at him. Ballistic. The ball breaks, we get it back, I think. But he ballistic. And you've seen it last night. When he won it, he was fizzing passes. And it was a case of, even if you get a foot on this, there's no way of getting it under control to counter us. And I thought he was excellent when he come on, Konate. Trent gets 2 assists. Again, I thought he was really good. Martinelli will run a lot of people. You have to give credit to attackers at times. I thought, after a bit of a shaky start, I thought, yeah, Trent is okay. Robertson was excellent, up and down on like. I think he done really well. Midfield was Fabinho's just coming into his own again. Henderson walked and I have no issue with that. He walked and I thought Jones was very, very good. And the front three, Firmino done well. Kay Gordon misses a chance, doesn't he? And if he puts that away, it's the icing on the cake on the night. And Diogo Jota is just 14 goals already this season, you know, and that's really good. He's on target to be 25-ish for the season, which is absolutely brilliant. Garrett says Mata was like a baby giraffe last night. Konate was a lot better, especially with his passing going forward. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Mata might have had an issue with his back. He looked like he was in pain at times running, and it looked very awkward. Now, he doesn't look the most elegant running, but it looked to me like Matip had a bit of an issue with his back. The second goal, you know, Konate hits the post with a great header. He's like miles above everybody else. But it's one of those where you're kind of going, oh, that's a great chance. You know, it's a great header. It's unlucky. Henderson's, he's offside in the rebound. But the second goal, Arsenal have the ball. Fella slips over. We win it. Trent gets it. The pass is just, it's easy. It's absolutely easy from him. But he hits a brilliant pass. Jota's run is excellent. The touch is amazing. But the timing of the finish is unbelievable, because if he takes that one step earlier, right, he's trying to hit a hard pass to keeper, okay, and the keeper's making himself big. If he takes that a step after he hits it, the keeper's all over him and smothering him, right? But he takes it at a time where the keeper is not big and not fully out of him, and just lifts it over him. It's so good. And then the linesman puts up the chat, and it's like, the chat puts up the flag, and Jota's like, no way, I'm not having this. It goes to VAR. He's clearly onside. Then they're looking a little bit maybe at a handball. It's clearly off his chest. It's a brilliant finish. And then you see his celebration, and like Jamie said earlier, he just looks proper Scouse, doesn't he? Super chat from FSG are worse than the Glazers. He says, mate, not related to football, but you should start an ASMR channel. Your voice is ready made for it. I don't know what an ASMR channel is. So you need to let me know what an ASMR. I'm not the brightest fella in the world when it comes to all these letters in caps, and they stand for something. So you'll have to help me out on that. Am I getting carried away to say Trent's passing is the best in the Premier League era? It's a good show. Beckham was a brilliant passer for football. A brilliant passer. Liverpool was, Molby was a brilliant passer for football. Xavi Alonso was a brilliant. Gerrard was a really good passer for football, over long distances especially. But where he's doing it from as a right back is mad. And where he's wandering in, he's doing it off his right, he's doing it off his left. He's doing everything. Switches of play, diagonals, balls over the top, crosses, little one touch. You know, it's not even the long stuff. It's just bang, 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 and he's a very complete. He's very complete in his passing. From, you know, you'll get players that you go, he's a really good sharp passer. You know, bang, 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 and it's good. But was Iniesta brilliant at long passing? You know, I remember Iniesta being really intricate in what he done, but a brilliant passer for football. But yeah, he's right up there. I don't know what ASMR is. Hannah says it's dead creepy. So okay, fair enough. Trent will be the best as Ali. Trent could quite easily retire as our best player ever, says Keane. He's so good. Auto Century Meridian Response, Gav. Now I really don't fucking know what that is. Barry, you'll have to explain that. Beckham, Alonso, Gerrard's goals, but for me, Trent is creating so much more variety. Yeah, says Jamie, that's a great point. Paddy Lawson says hi Paddy, love you. Yeah, I think it's where it's from, because when you look at all those other players, they're in midfield, and people will say you don't get much room in midfield, but Scholes got loads of it because of this team he was in at United. Alonso was really good at manipulating the ball. Beckham off wide right, I think is probably the best comparison, because of you're on the side of the pitch, and you know you can't go either way. You know, the sort of way he's right up there. Let me see. You eat and open stuff close to the mic, I think, Gav. My idea of hell. Oh, Jesus, I'm really lost. What do you think of Arsenal's disciplinary issues? That's the 14th red card, I believe. Um, Under Arteta. Was it 14? That's a crazy stat. 14's assists this year for Trent. That proves something. Yeah, it really does. But with regards to, we got onto passing and opening stuff and mics and eating them and shit like that. Gav, ASMR is like where you just whisper into the mic for the whole time of the video. It's creepy whisper talking or eating really close to a mic. It's weird. Some find it calming or something. No, I'm not having that. No. And I don't whisper. And this mic is expensive. And the sound is perfect because I check it afterwards. I have got someone going, oh, the sound isn't great on that. Trust me, I can't get a better microphone. I genuinely can't. But we won't be doing ASMR gear. We really won't. Laura Duffy says correct, 14 reds. Yeah, it's a crazy fucking stat. And it shows of I don't know whether there's some desperation in the play where they get just so exposed that they have to take red cards, or it's they just lack something. Usually when you see a lot of teams getting reds like that, it's because they're ragged. It can be like a temperament thing at times, but I always think, how ragged are they? Alex says Daytrippers BDSM would be scarier. Yeah, that's right off the charts. That's not fucking happening. Not for any charity. Oh, fucking, it's gone mental now. I'm not reading out all this. ASMR of Gav just putting on different jumpers, says Tghe Kop. Yeah, listen, I've no jumper on today. I'm literally getting fucking afraid now as to what to wear and what not to wear with you shower of pricks. But look, it's 2-0. It's a really good win. Partey gets sent off, and it's ridiculous. Like, what is he fucking doing? He gets a forced bucket. There's a chance he should get a red for the Fabinho one, because I think he's over the ball a little bit. The angle he comes in at, he could really, really hurt him. I think Fabinho at the last second sees it and doesn't get out of the way, but reduces the amount of impact. And it's a definite yellow card. Like, it's a definite yellow card. I seen some Arsenal reaction, and there was a guy on it going on about, do you remember when Mane tackled Ben White, and what about this and what about that, and Klopp said this and Klopp said that, and the guy hosting said, what I'm talking about, Partey's red card. It's a definite red. It's 2 yellows. Some of the stuff coming out of Arsenal was absolutely insane, but I'm delighted because they spouted so much shit over the last 14 days. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. Then they went and done what I consider to be something worse at the weekend, and I think Spurs fans will back me up. Then they show up with that team last night to double down. Then they get beaten, and then they go back to making claims against Liverpool and, oh, when they done this and when they done that, and I'm kind of going, and in fairness, at the end of the video, a guy who sounded like he might be from Northern Ireland jumps in and says, are you watching the fucking same game as us? Which was funny. But listen, Tghe is the guy's name. It's on AFTV. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. AFTV do some deadly stuff, I'm going to be honest with you. Robbie is, from anyone I know that knows Robbie, will tell you he's an absolutely fantastic guy. Tghe seems like a nice guy as well, but I was amazed at some of the stuff coming out of him last night, and that's fair. That's his opinion. But I can tell you, I don't agree with any of it what he said last night. Apart from thanking the frontline workers at the start, which was cool. He wouldn't give us any credit, which was fine. We need your fucking credit, to be honest with you. We don't need anyone's credit. We're being told for the last 2 weeks we're the most hated football club in the country. Great. You know what I mean? We're not here to be fucking liked. It just sounds to me a bit like a club trying to start a rivalry that's not really there at the moment. Might come back if Arsenal improve a little bit more, but right now, makes no fucking difference. But it's a great win. I was laughing as well at, Arsenal fans had a lovely time at Anfield and telling you how the atmosphere is and this and how it is and that, and the Emirates is appalling. Like, Liverpool are releasing new singles from the stands about Diogo Jota, and these boys are shouting Arsenal continuously, and nothing else. They don't seem to have any other words. But yeah, look, the Liverpool away end had a great time. I had a great time. We all had a great time. The lads last night on the post match had a great time, and that's about it. I'll try to get you up some news where we're going on. We're still being linked with Carvalho. I want to say Carvalho, but I don't feel like I'm saying it right. But apparently we're being linked with him from Fulham. We were talking about that yesterday, but it seems to be still going on. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm just going to see what some of the lads threw into us this morning. Aston Villa's goalkeeper has signed a new 5-year deal. Let me see. Leeds are still looking for that guy Arneson. Is he off Leipzig? Not Leipzig. Is it Salzburg or Leipzig? One of those boys. One of the Red Bull boys. They've increased their bid to 20 million. James Milner on Twitter shows that Jota was so good last night that they named the plane after him. The name of the plane they were getting on last night was called Jota, which was the crack. Jurgen Klopp has confirmed that Harvey Elliott could be involved against Cardiff on the 6th of February, which is fantastic news. I know Jamie's in the chat there. He will absolutely love it that he is back. Partey's apology letter was strange, says Glenn Parsons. They're all doing that now. You know, if they put the ball out for a corner, they're apologising over it. There's Mbembe, the former Newcastle defender who's at Porto. Looks like he's leaving Porto because he had 4 different dates on his birth cert. He could be anything from 27 to 31, which is a bit of a mad one. Positive news, as I said, on Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's out, he's running, and he should be okay for Palace. Anything else? Still that report on the loan stuff. Philip Buckingham on Twitter, who has a blue tick, so he must be something. He says FIFA has introduced new loan rules that will, in theory, end the hoarding of players at the league clubs. The process of disbanding Chelsea's loan army already underway, but other Premier League clubs like Wolves will have to refine their approach. So that's still rumbling on. We have Palace to look forward to on Sunday, which I can't wait for. Salzburg he's from. I knew it was Salzburg, and I don't know why I said Leipzig. Harvey's Ultra says Jamie's Ultra. It says Jamie Ultra. It's not Jamie Ultra. It's Jamie Home. Harvey Elliott coming back is huge. It's huge, and it's not like a new signing. Don't give me that. But when you'll have Salah coming back, you'll have Mane coming back. Hopefully Thiago's not too far off Cardiff. Oxlade-Chamberlain's okay. Keita will be back. Harvey Elliott will be back. Hopefully Matip is okay. And then you're looking and you're saying, wow, this is a really strong, fit squad. Now, I have to caveat that way. Yeah, I think we should throw another one in the mix in January. But you're looking at it going, that's in really good shape. That's in really good shape, fitness-wise and availability-wise. Really good. Only Origi we're waiting on, really. Zoko says, thanks, Gav, for all the midweek 2 p.m. shows. Have a good weekend. You too, my friend. Have a good weekend. I'm really enjoying them. And the response we've got is brilliant. The amount of people in the chat is excellent. We're getting between 150 and 200 people a day. Loads of familiar names that are on every day. And that's just how we work, isn't it? There's just people that I come on every day and these people all join me, which is deadly. Patrick Flannery says, Vermaelen, former Arsenal defender, just retired. He went off to Barca and never played. So that's a good one. So yeah, look, that's about it for today. I think we leave it at that. There's not much more to be talking about. Enjoy our weekend. Don't forget Sports Unplugged later on this evening, 10 o'clock with Kev and with Chris. They're going to be talking UFC, Palace, loads of stuff, a little bit more maybe on Arsenal. And Liverpool have a huge decision to make in relation to Kelleher. Sell our boy, probably our greatest asset, Mark Kavanagh. Sell the boy, he says. No, I want to keep him. Origi looks like he won't be back until well after Cardiff, so that's one of those. Right, I'm out of here. That has been the Kop update. As I said, Sports Unplugged tonight. Enjoy your weekend. Back after the Palace game and back with the Fatback 4 on Sunday. Over and out.